you a fan of Blokees? Yeah! Fantastic. Well, first of all, please give a big round of applause to Mark from Blokees. Mark's going to be taking us all through the fantastic products that you have got on offer.
Yeah, so thanks so much obviously for your support. It's been really appreciated because obviously the last sort of like a year we've learned a lot, and obviously we've grown quite a bit as well in terms of if you look at the booth. I mean, last year we had like 4 items sold out on the first day. This year you can actually see some products there as well and actually be able to buy them. So we've learned a lot, and obviously with David's help, obviously we've really moved forward. So I just sort of take you through in terms of the product range we've got. A few sort of like exclusives that were revealed yesterday. And obviously, just sort of like, any questions that come along, let me know. So the presentation is quite video heavy, because I think one thing that we do as a bit of business is we have some great graphics and things like that, and I think when we do launches, we can really get behind them. So although there's quite a lot of the slides, hopefully you enjoy the videos and experience there. So this is our Defender version. Which can take some credit back to the guys back at in Shanghai doing some fantastic work. So obviously in terms of the Galaxy version, or Defender version if you like, we actually introduced that at the beginning of the year. So obviously we swapped the stocks with the Galaxy Shining. And I won't take you through all of the product range, obviously the different items of the characters, but I think the most important thing to see here is that within each sort of city you get 12 characters, so you're guaranteed to get all of them, but we also then, within this version, have specials. So there's 4 variants of the specials here, so obviously you might get a sort of special armoured version or a special galaxy type version, so that obviously helps keep the collectability aside, and also in terms of obviously the variety there as well, so I think that's also important. We've introduced like a little coin as well, so it's just something a bit different, so it's, there's always something like a little bit, perhaps a little surprise that you might get. I mean, the packaging looks really sharp as well. I think that's one thing that I think you can see from Blokees is the packaging and the product always look really, really good. Well, because we've just seen the video for version 2, again, obviously the characters coming through, but I think here you can sort of see with Bone Crusher hook vehicle, obviously the sort of combining accessory that it has going to create Devastator there, we can sort of see coming through in this one. So in version 1 you get 1 of the vehicles, in version 2 you get 2, and then you sort of see 3.
We having a technical issue?
Yeah, it's not technical. But in version 3 then you get 3 vehicles. It's completely, yeah, so sort of 3 vehicles there. So.
Oh, what's going on?
I'm not relying on each.
TF stands for technical failures.
Yeah, okay. So going back to the presentation, so you can sort of see there in terms of obviously where we have the Devastator, obviously the combining accessory, they're the 3 versions you need obviously to create obviously this kind of move forwards. So obviously the packaging here, but obviously then obviously this next video is just think, obviously, while watching the video, because obviously I'm familiar with Blokees, and I know a number of you are, but some that aren't familiar with Blokees is that basically we are a model kit business. So all of the pieces that you see, obviously all the pieces come in the box, and you put them together. So I know yesterday I was speaking to somebody and they said, I'm not familiar with Blokees. So it just obviously, so you know that obviously every piece there put together. So on the vehicles it's about 7 to 10 pieces, on the little characters it's about 20 to 25 pieces. So I think in terms of its construction.
You don't need tools or birds.
Exactly, and that's the really important thing. Everything snap fits together. It is, yeah. Just quite satisfying as well. I think. Oh, okay, yeah. Obviously, you go over scales and things like that, yeah, obviously, since there's more included. But also it's very articulate as well. So in terms of border, it's nice and strong. So if you want to have more like poses together and things like that, in terms of obviously having one character versus another character, you can do that. But also on the Defender versions and the Galaxy versions, you can actually do mix and match and things like that. So I think it's quite an interesting way of to play with things. So this is the version 4. So we had a very successful day yesterday, but in terms of obviously the Blokees, obviously from a UK perspective, obviously we're a small part of a huge cog. I mean, just to give you an idea, as a business we're about $350 million, but in China it's probably 95 to 96, 97% of that sort of size. So we can't control when timings happen, but beautifully this week, the timing happened that this version 4 came out and was officially launched in China on Thursday. We were able to air freight some stock in, obviously launch, so it launched on Friday, and then we were able to say yesterday. So we were almost like hand in glove as possible, as close as we could have possibly been. So it was great to have something new for Transformers Nations, because David and I have been talking about what can do and can't do. Obviously conversations with our marketing teams and things, but we can't pull everything. Mainland China obviously drives the machinery, but this worked out absolutely beautifully as a sweet spot. Hope you enjoyed that. I think it's quite common to see in terms of the special editions all Grimlock. Obviously, I'm not holding the tray. I think it's quite cool actually. But I think you can sort of see it in here. I will go through the characters on this one particular one because we've got the. I need to go to the screen, sorry, but it's a bit far away there. The special armour type Grimlock on the far left, and then you get the special Galaxy type Grimlock obviously next to him, and then obviously you get the regular Grimlock. So you're always guaranteed to get a Grimlock within each set, but then you might obviously get the specials, and it's like 1 in 144 for the really rare ones, and 5 144 for the not so rare ones, but they're quite rare, and obviously that sort of number. But they've got things like Blitzwing. I think Rumble looks really cool. Obviously, I actually assembled these the other day, actually, and the ways obviously arms pump up and down. Got Shockwave, Wheeljack vehicle, Rodimus Prime vehicle, and then obviously you've got, in terms of the next level of specials, is the Rodimus Prime in terms of a special armour type, special Galaxy type Rodimus Prime.
I love the Galaxy.
Sorry?
I love
The Galaxy one. Yeah, actually, I was thinking of holding the sort of, yeah. And obviously you've got Rodimus Prime, Scourge, SG Megatron, Brilliant Hound, Starscream vehicle, and Brawl vehicle. And I think people have already started to say already that they can see ports. So I'm not party to anything in terms of obviously what the guys are doing, because I'll be honest with you, I know I know very little. Literally, when product drops, that's when I find out. I know an item number, I know the barcode, I know what the title might be, but the actual product range, I don't even know until it gets dropped. So I think that we're all kept in the dark on that side of things. So I think we'll keep people guessing, but I think the cat's probably out of the bag now, obviously what we've done obviously with the previous 3 ranges, and I think it would be wrong not to do something going forward, but I don't know. That's all I can say. So yeah, in terms of, obviously I just sort of touched on these a little bit, but I think in terms of when you get your special armour types, obviously you get the Matrix of Leadership, the sword, and also exclusive, obviously backpack sort of thing. So I think it's you know, these are the extra little details we put into it. I think that's really important to keep the collectability going. And then obviously, I do love this particular one. I was with a wine glass. I mean, I know Transformers from the point of view of us selling the product. I mean, there might be a reason.
There's a very, very good reason.
I don't know. But they're exclusive apron as well. So David, you can perhaps elaborate on why
There's literally one episode of the original 1984 cartoon where he's serving drinks at a party.
Oh, right.
You know, as you do as a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And then obviously in terms of the Galaxy type, obviously got the Matrix of Leadership, and obviously then obviously the injection molding. So it's just in terms of different sort of styling and things like that on it. And that's the packaging version as well. So I think what you see, obviously, just to reiterate on this range, with each of us, consider you get 12 characters. Obviously, it was split between vehicles and actually the figures, guaranteed to get all different, obviously, characters within one CDU, but you may get specials. And then, obviously, we've got the Defender version Devastator product introduction. So it's limited availability, but obviously, the Devastator in terms of what you get within the actual kit itself are the articulation pieces to actually join all the vehicles together. So, as mentioned previously, in version 1 you get 1 vehicle, version 2 you get 2, and version 3 you get 3. So you need all those 6 vehicles to combine them together to create the Devastator.
Yeah, and if you want to have a look at Devastator, you can head over to the Battleseed stall where they've got one on display. And pre-orders are still open.
Yeah, pre-orders are still open, yeah.
If you want to grab one, you certainly can do. Limited edition here?
It is, yeah, it's limited to a certain quantity. I mean, this is one of the things really in terms of that they have listened to us on. And then obviously in China, but we used to get all these obviously exclusives and available. And we were sort of saying, well, we actually need something to serve in our market. We're growing up now, obviously we're not really the little babies anymore, we're growing up. So we do need obviously to listen to obviously what people are wanting. So, and obviously when I speak to David about this in terms of that was great, that we've got something, they've listened. So I think that's really important. And hopefully going forwards, when you see some of these exclusives in other parts of the world, obviously we might get our fair share of that as well in terms of just percentage of stuff.
I appreciate you saying speaking to David as opposed to listening to David whine at me about
the diplomatic, yeah.
But no, I can't want Devastator.
So I would say, obviously people are fully aware, obviously the Devastator combining accessory other pieces that are required to actually join everything together. So we head over to the Battersea store, they're doing a pre-sale on that. Then we're into our Galaxy versions, so these are slightly larger versions, about 10 centimetres tall, and these are about sort of like 40 to 50 parts in terms of construction. So these follow in a similar vein as the Defender version. Within the CG you get 9 characters, so obviously you're guaranteed to get all 9 within that. Within this particular one, there's only 1 rare character, so obviously we're at the ratio about 1 in 36, obviously is the sort of the ratio, but in terms of, it's obviously, it's the same sort of thing. There's always a chase program going through. Say 45 to 50 pieces within each set. So the first version is Galaxy version is rollout. So I won't go through the different characters. I want to appreciate, obviously, you've probably seen this already. If you can around the story, obviously, I can actually show you most of the characters. So the second one was SOS. This is the third one, obviously, the fourth one now. So that was Space-Time, that's the version 4. Then obviously, I know obviously some of you obviously went to go and see the film the other day. Obviously this version 5 is based purely on, obviously, on 1. We seem to be sort of like fine-tune the product all the time, and on the earlier versions, it's almost like we had the joints. You had like sort of two pieces you had to put together to create the joints. But now, obviously, on this version, obviously put them together for you because they're a bit of a pain to actually put together.
Like thumbs, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and also in terms of actually on the chest piece as well. There's obviously more like pockets, obviously, so it's a better fit, if you like. So I think. All the time I can see the evolution of the product. It's the same type of product, but it's just getting that little bit better in terms of what we're doing as well.
Yeah, and I think one of the other great things about Transformers 1 here is that you guys are really producing the definitive Transformers 1 line. I mean, we wouldn't get cogless characters that don't transform, that's the whole point of them. So, you know, if you're a big fan of Transformers 1, Blokees is like the destination to be able to pick up some of the lesser known characters out of that movie.
So this one, obviously, you can sort of see the character range, and obviously, what you see here, the secret edition, obviously of Optimus Prime there. And then we've got the version 6, was Parallel Universe. And the most recent one now is obviously version 7, 1, Wave 2. And this is where they are copped. Just take a second to say if you can still see the different characters. So obviously, I will just go through the character mix since it's the most recent one. We've got the Megatron hidden version, so that's the secret version. We've got Megatron in there, Orion Pax cult, B127 cult, Elita 1, Alpha Tyrant, Shockwave, D16, Starscream and Soundwave, so they're different characters. And I think also what you can see here is the different accessory pieces that you get with them as well. So I think, again, in terms of obviously what we're doing is trying just to get that little bit more product in there. There's also slightly different in terms of the actual, the sort of like the ball joint in the chest piece allows more flexibility. So obviously in terms of trying to create those different poses and obviously an articulation, there's just a little bit more we've added into it as well.
And can I just say as well, like I love the attention to detail. The fact that we get a cyber deer is just a crazy little accessory, and it's those little details about Blokees that I absolutely adore.
Thank you. Okay.
Oh.
Battery gun.
Like. Batteries, man, they just don't last as long as they used to. Thank you. Any fans of IDW in the house? Oh yes, we do have a spelling error. Whoops, never mind. Is that not working either? What is going on?
Okay, it's fine. We're back on track now. So now we're up to classic class. So these are our sort of like over in terms of like more detailed products. So The way Blokees works is basically we work on like a skeleton and a skin model. So you start off with a basic skeleton, and then you embellish it by adding, obviously, another level of what we call a skin to it. So obviously, you can sort of see details here. So within something like, obviously, with Scourge here, obviously you have like the inner piece, and then you embellish it with a secondary piece to add to it. So that's obviously where you get more detail, a lot more bespoke, obviously, product of the character itself. So within these sort of range between sort of 16.99 to 19.99. So you're looking at around, I'd say, over 80 pieces. Some pieces now are nearly 100 in terms of where we're at, but the details there. They're slightly taller in terms of the actual product itself, but also this is the opportunity for every character will have light up eyes, but depending on the character, may have a light up chest. But also in terms of other items, obviously, they might have different light up features. So, I mean, this is just a range of the. This is not all of the sort of characters that we've got now, but I think you can start to see here we're moving away from the blind packaging, so you know exactly which character you're getting. What I love about the packaging is obviously if you hold it to the light, and it's slightly iridescent, so it's really, really cool.
And again, like when I was talking before about the attention to detail, I don't know if this was just, you know, pure coincidence that the classics are in a bigger scale, but if you buy your Transformers 1 characters cogged in this scale, and buy the Galaxy cogless, they scale perfectly, as they do in the movie. It's little things like that I'm like, ah! Nobody cares.
So here you can sort of see the different characters. So I don't want to go through all the mix, but obviously in terms of we sort of work on with different ways. So the first 8 are based on the Rise of the Beast movie. Then obviously we've got the 2007 movie. So, and this is where you can sort of see the difference in terms of size and scale, and obviously in terms of the amount of pieces we add to it. So these are the obviously Transformers 1 characters we've got coming through. So obviously Optimus Prime, Megatron, Leader 1, and Sentinel Prime. And obviously then we've moved forwards. Obviously every sort of like I suppose I should say on Defender versions and Galaxy versions, literally every 3 months there'll be a new wave that will come through. And it's a similar thing with obviously with Classic Class. Maybe 2 characters or 3 characters on a quarterly basis. So we have different releases. So obviously the V127 and Starscream, they were launched around about April time. In terms of attention to detail on the actual product itself, so we obviously allow more bend and flex. Obviously, again, the engineers are always looking to add something else to the product range in terms of what we're doing. So I think it's quite good to have that, because I think more about obviously the flexibility and obviously having that posability of the product as well. But also you saw in there is like a little bonus of an Optimus Prime vehicle. So I think, you know, again, not with every character, but on various characters, you'll get an extra little bonus in there. So these are the sort of the latest ones, if you like, up to Ironhide, and there will be more characters coming through in the very near future. And we've got the shiny version. So this is obviously, we're basically, it's based on the sort of size of the Galaxy versions, but very much like the classic Cassie has a light-up feature in the chest. So these come out on a basically half-yearly basis. So right, that was the first version. That's China version 2. And the most recent version is Shattered Universe. So now on to the, if we want the big boys, if you like, of the Action Edition range. These are our top end items, obviously. So these are our most the most detailed product that we produce. They're about 18 centimetres tall. The range with obviously Optimus Prime there is 188 pieces, but when we go to Soundwave, which has obviously been ridiculously, in terms of the actual the amount of content you get there, it's like 327 pieces to create. Obviously, so it's all the time that we were moving up, but I think it's really important. Obviously, we also maintain our pricing. I think £40 in terms of a retail makes a whole range affordable. I think that's really important for Blokees as well. So obviously, in terms of we launched Action Edition, obviously Optimus Prime last year. As you can sort of see here, I just mentioned obviously in terms of the size and the amount of pieces, a bit lighter eyes and chest. And again, it's about that. Obviously, I mentioned in terms of the skeletal features. So you have this inner skeleton, you embellish, and then you embellish again in terms of actually the different pieces to it. And then we've all got like a magnetic faction logo, if you like. But basically what that means is like it was a magnet, in effect. You put to his chest and his eyes will light up and his chest will light up. So some of those sort of, and also things like movable fingers. So obviously, so when you're actually holding the guns or the weapons, there's actually something to obviously hold on to. So it's very realistic. And also in terms of the movable body, I mean, there's about 45 pieces of articulation there. So again, you can actually create your own different poses and everything like that. Then move on to Megatron. Again, similar sort of style, if you like. But this one's got like 237 pieces. Obviously, you've got the weapon place, so we can sort of see the actual his cannon, if you like. So you pull the body. So there's actually a cannon, sort of, if you like. And obviously it comes with obviously different accessories, and so obviously there's an energon sword, obviously it's a handgun, you've got sort of Crimsy, a laser beak, so different characters coming in there as well. And so we can, and also there's almost like a sort of opposability piece, obviously you can actually have him in action if you like.
Are we struggling again?
You can catch up.
It's the battery time.
That's crazy. Crazy's got these messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go, we're back on.
Things have started waking up on Sunday.
And then obviously you've got his throne, so that's pretty cool actually in terms of obviously you have obviously sitting in his throne. But that's what's called extra storage. But the cool thing about it as well is that if you want to obviously put your mobile phone in, you can just see here, you can actually put your mobile phone upwards alongside as well. So yeah, so it's a nice little desk tool.
I am yours to command. Operation, destruction, strike force, assembled.
It's an amazing product. I think in terms of obviously again I mentioned about the amount of pieces you get within it, but also obviously the speech activation on there as well. So obviously we've obviously put that as just post the eyes and chest lighting up.
I couldn't believe it when you unveiled this for the very first time, and the fact that in one box, the same price point, you're effectively getting 5 characters.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that absolutely blew my mind.
So again, obviously you heard obviously on the video there in terms of the 3 obviously speeches, there obviously activations it goes. Same process. You use the magnet, put it against this obviously chest piece there, and the eyes will light up and then go through the voices. And there's obviously, just as David just mentioned there, in terms of the 5 characters, so you've got Laserbeak, Ratback, Rumble, and Ravage. And so you can sort of see different characters there in terms of what the different poses they have. And obviously we did the yearly edition, so obviously this year obviously was the sort of like Golden Lagoon Defence. I don't know what next year's will be, but there will be another one coming through. And these top end are around £100. And I want to put this out in terms of our distribution model, because last year we came here, it was like, where we buy it from? It was game. Now obviously, we're sort of growing up, so obviously in terms of the availability of the ranges, obviously there's different stores you can obviously go through, so hopefully that will help in terms of obviously, obviously trying to actually find where we're at. And obviously, we were talking obviously before the show a little while ago in terms of different things that we can do to obviously, not just about the product range and exclusives, but also what can we do. So we did run a couple of competitions, mix and match and from the ground up. So obviously we'll choose them today, we'll come through, and then obviously each category there'll be a winner and they'll receive one of the Action Editions hand waves. Yeah,
so we'll be announcing the winners of our competition at the closing ceremony this afternoon. So we've had the 2 running for a while now, all the details were online, but we've had some great entries and I think we've got some winners already in mind, but you never know. But come along for that and we'll do that and get Mark up as well.
And then obviously this obviously sort of ties a little bit into what we call our Blokees biggest creators, obviously or BFC. And basically we're across the world, we ask obviously people to obviously customise the products in terms and also photograph the products. I mean, we actively engage with the community on various social levels, but we also want them to obviously feel part of the community, and that's obviously what we're always obviously looking at ways that we can obviously enhance that experience. And one of the things that came up obviously was launched last year was the Blokees biggest creators. So each For each sort of like 6 months, there'll be a different sort of like obviously a competition running through, and then obviously we had obviously awards and honours. So obviously we'll put them on our blog on our site. Obviously we'll refer to the photography competition or the customisation competition, and obviously have runners up and things like that. So I think it's again to engage with the community. I think what we like is the back and forth. We're not just to put it out there, don't come back to us. We actually want people to come back and forth to us. It's really important to us. So obviously there'll be a season trophy featured on our display, and also then there's obviously opportunity for prizes. The one that's just launched last month, is what we call the Fearless season. That runs until the 30th of September. And what you can see here are four of the, just some of the people that obviously entries that were put through, obviously, and we're obviously on our website, obviously, as part of the runners, if you like. And there's a way to enter in terms of by the Blokees group, BFC, and you just click on the link and then we can go through if there's something you actually want to engage with. And then something completely different. So Blokees isn't just, although it's a Transformers forum, Blokees isn't just about Transformers. We're sort of multi-ranged, if you like. So I was speaking to David and we sort of said, well, obviously, it's your vision group, well, actually, the amount of people speaking to yesterday in terms of, oh, I've got the Minions, oh, we've got Sesame Street. And so we've got Minions on the stage, we haven't got TF on the stand, we haven't got Sesame Street at the moment. It's available in some stores, we just have to stock to bring this thing. But I thought I'd just show you something that's a bit different. So again, these are the Minions, and this is what we call our J Factory series.
I'm just thinking about the dealer rooms open unit, selling toys.
So again, we've got the Minions in disguise, obviously with King Bob and things like that, so you'll see the Blokees series coming through. I'll actually whiz through these, obviously, because I'm conscious of other people, obviously.
Oh no, what's that?
You sure? You sure? Yeah. Let's go back.
Get it. Press back.
And then Sesame Street, as I just showed you. This is our prequel segment. Obviously, the association is 3+, because I think obviously from Blokees, we believe that everybody can build. I think we want to pass on the fun of building. So I think if you get in an early age, obviously you can move through things like that. But I think it's fun. It's easy for people to construct. But I think it's also important for us that we're not starting at 8, 10. We start as young as you can, really, because I think it's about the creativity as much as anything else. There's your character range.
You did the count!
Yeah, no, David, obviously you got your count. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like, he's a good count. Yeah.
That's it, guys. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. It's been a fantastic year. Can't wait to buy more Blokees. And yeah, go check out that Action Edition Soundwave. Honestly, it is absolutely incredible. I think you've got one on display, haven't you, at the store?
Yeah, there's one on display. There aren't that many available, I'll be honest with you, but you can definitely see it on display, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Give Mark another round of applause.